Hi everyone, in this video we are going to actually look at different websites that kind of put into practice the trends for 2017 and 2018. So here we have Spotify's website, and it's actually changed a couple of times, but it's utilizing the bold colors and the gradient colors. It's also utilizing the bold font. So we have a nice clean bold font right here in the middle. And if we scroll to the sides, we can actually see that that font kind of carries through. If we scroll down, it takes advantage of the little micro animations as these elements kind of animate in and fade in at the same time. It utilizes the bold colors and the gradients in the background again. Little animations and the gradients. So we have a longer scrolling homepage, which is also a trend. It's been a trend for a while. And then we have the bright bold colors. In this website we have the large image in the background. That's the high quality image. We also have some boxes down here, which is utilizing the card design or the grid design. And if we start scrolling, we see that the menu animates a little bit and kind of gets stuck into place. So it's using the sticky banner or sticky header. If we scroll down, we go into a nice clean minimalist design, and it gets even cleaner. It's a very clean website with some boldness. And then here again we get into the card or the grid pattern here with our elements, and again a long scrolling page. Dropbox has also changed their website a couple of times, but they always really keep their site pretty clean and minimal. Again, we have a long scrolling site. They've actually kind of done the split screen 50-50, so they use this theme throughout. So as we scroll, they keep it clean and minimal. However, we still see the split screen 50-50 theme going on throughout the page as we scroll all the way down. This one again is a long scrolling website with a bunch of little micro animations as we scroll. But I want you to notice that all the different little things that happen to the sticky header as we scroll down. So the logo kind of animates and gets smaller, and then all of the elements in the header animate and kind of change a little bit. So we've got a couple different things going on, but again, a long scrolling page with a lot of little micro animations as we scroll. This is an example. We're going to have 3 different examples of some card design, because the trend is to use this card system or the Pinterest system for the entire site. So here's an example of a system like an email system where it's an internal email. People are emailing to each other back and forth. So that's how one example could be. We have an example here of a real estate site where we've got the exact same height and width boxes, and then we have a little picture of the real estate property. We've got our address, a couple little facts about it, and then we can view the property or view more information. And in this one here, it's a news article site, which we all know that news articles can be all different kind of sizes. So this is more like the Pinterest type thing, where it's going to be the same width but different heights. And then we can have images. We can have text on top of images. We've got our little interactions with the different articles. We can star it, we can love it, we can add a comment to it, and it won't refresh the whole entire thing. So you can see how we've got our little interactions with the page as well. This is an example of a different type of menu and different type of scrolling. So we have custom scrolling going on with this website. You've got your little menu and you click on it, it opens in a pop-up window and takes over the whole entire screen. So there's your example of the pop-up window, and I can close it out. Notice the little arrow that keeps kind of animating to the side. It's letting me know that I have to scroll that way. So if I click on this arrow, it actually starts me scrolling. I can click on the question mark to find out what the heck's going on. I can click on this up arrow to go back. I notice these little next and back buttons, so I can start clicking on those. And as I click on these to start kind of animating through, I notice that it's not just going to the side, it's going in all different directions. And I can click on different elements of the page and I can read my information. I can go to different pieces of it, of the page, of the site, and I can still keep on going. Notice how it's like a little book, and it tells me what page of how many pages I'm on. That's to kind of let you know and be aware of where you are. And again, this up button really just takes you back to the first page or back to the home page. So it's kind of like a book. It's still kind of linear. Your user doesn't have a choice. You can't use this little bar to kind of scroll through. You can't highlight and jump to a certain page. So there's still, the user doesn't really have a whole lot of choice. This website was chosen for its bold text. So it's all about the font and the text here, typography. There's a nice little video going on in the background. However, it's very, very subtle. The hamburger menu is subtle, the logo is subtle, there's an about button, but again, that's kind of subtle compared to the main bold text here in the middle. We have a menu that we can click on. This is the about page because I actually clicked on the about page. We have the menu. If I click on the menu, it opens up in a whole completely different screen, and so I can close that out. And if I scroll down, you can see that each little section has a little video that actually plays through, but it's still all about the font and the text because the videos are kind of still pretty subtle and happening in the background. This example here, we've got the WebGL going on because we can interact with the background just a little bit. So this is your WebGL in action, how we've got the interactivity going on. And we also have this little menu that's kind of neat. Notice how the text is written normally so we can read it normally. The menu might be vertical, but the text is not vertical. It's written horizontally and just turned at a 90-degree angle so we can read it. And as we scroll, we have little pieces of that animate in. This one has a nice little animation or video going on in the background, and as we scroll, the video scrolls with us and gets bigger, so it's kind of interacting as we're interacting with it. That's more of like an interactive, scalable vector video. We also have these elements that kind of pop in as we scroll down. And then this website here is our nice bold colors, bold fonts. We have a menu on the side that kind of pops up as we scroll over it. We have another little menu here. It pops up and it takes over the whole screen. It shows our whole menu. Plus, it's got the music on and off button, which is kind of nice. If you're going to have music in your website, you always want to make sure that you can turn it off. Here's another site for bold colors, and as we scroll down, you'll see that there's lots and lots of bold colors going on with this website. But the fonts are also big and bold and pretty nice. There in the middle here, we have this kind of scrolling to the side, which is a little different. But again, bold, lots of bold colors. And finally, we have this one here, which is our scrolling parallax. And as we scroll down, you can see how not only is there a parallax, Well, let me refresh this by just reloading it, because once it's reloaded, you'll actually see the little animations. Or maybe not. Let's see if we'll get the animations now. Yep. Okay, so as we're scrolling down, we're supposed to be seeing these little animations happen. You usually only see these animations once. So if you already scroll through the whole thing, and then try and scroll through it again, you won't see the little animations pop up. You have to kind of reload the site to see them again. But this whole entire website is in one page, so as you click on the different sections, you kind of scroll down to that part of the website. It's not, and here again we can see the little card trend in action. That's what this element is. Okay, so those are your little examples of trends for 2017, 2018.